WB is a joke. Keep those wallets closed. What's going on, everybody? Hit that subscribe and let's get into it. We're almost at 2,000 followers. I appreciate each and every one of you. Look, let's be real. This whole mess with WB, who's the one to blame? David Zaslav and James Gunn. Why do I say that? Plain and simple. It's been proven that by now they are incompetent and they have no clue what to do. And of course, WB just being WB, what are they doing? Playing the blame game. Because here we go. Remember, we said it. This was going to happen, and here it is. Because Joker 2 flopped, now David Zaslav is blaming everything on Joaquin and also with Todd Phillips. This tells you that you cannot trust WB and you cannot trust these executives in power. And not only that, he's trying to hold accountable Mike and Pam. Now, let's go back and revisit and see who Mike DeLuca and Pam are. They are the ones that, thanks to them, they fought along with us and they were able to convince the studio to give us and get us the Snyder cut. That's right. Thanks to them, we have that global phenomenon, which is called Zack Snyder's Justice League. And now David Zaslav has the audacity, he has the nerve, and most of all, he's such a hypocrite that he's trying to blame them for the flop of Joker 2. We knew as fans that trash was going to sink and it was going to flop. And just like that, Superman with James Gunn coming this July will also repeat the same path. Superman will not make the numbers that they want. And in the end, again, the blame game is coming. Because once Superman tanks at the box office, which we already know is going to happen, guess what's going to happen? Oh, that's right. The tables are going to turn, and David Zaslav, along with James Gunn, are going to turn on each other. Because when Superman tanks, who's to hold accountable? James Gunn. And who's the one that's authorized and wanted James Gunn in power? That's right, David Zaslav. So David Zaslav has a lot to do with the way that WB is running and this whole company. It's literally running down and sinking down to the ground. I've been calling it. We've been saying it. And if you've been following me, you know and you're up to date with that. That's why I, as a fan, have no sympathy. I have no pity for what's going on with this studio. As much as I love and I care about these characters, what WB is doing and turning them into are just ridiculous clowns. Run by clowns. David Zaslav, Peter Safran, and James Gunn. All three of those bozos have no clue what's going on. And let's just speculate. Because remember, the contract for Peter Safran this year is going to expire. And rumor has it that he's not going to get it renewed because WB doesn't want to move forward with him because, of course, of all these flops. But seeing it, it looks like Peter Safran is going to jump ship probably earlier because he knows that they're in hot water. This company has been sinking for a while, and honestly, this is just the final blow to this company. And actually, I'm excited. And I'm excited to tell you that when Superman tanks at the box office, that's to prove to all of you James Gunn fans and followers of his that he was never worthy. He was never capable of being a leader. And under his bad leadership, all of this has been happening. And then now James Gunn comes out with this reboot and he's making announcements, but then he contradicts himself because he says, well, we're not going to approve certain content until everything is solid and everything is written, everything is done. Notice how the Batman 2 still doesn't have a script ready to go, but they're quote unquote going to start production sometime late this year. Makes no sense, right? How can you start a production when you don't have a script? something smells weird in here. And it's James Gunn with his lies. And along with him, we have David Zaslav, the CEO of this company. There's no money to produce and make good quality films, right? But David Zaslav is entitled at the end of the year to get massive bonuses, right? To himself. There's money for that. There's a lot of money for that, right? But there's no money for good films. And then James Gunn's getting all this money for making all these movies. And then what's going on? The same thing. They've been tanking. And then they want to bring in Andy Muschietti to do Batman Brave and the Bold. That gets green light. That gets approved, right? But then all of a sudden, the Flush tanked. So what's going on? Where's all that money going into? It's going into their pockets. And it's clear that this studio doesn't care about you, the consumer, the customer, the loyal fan. And if they don't care about you, why should we care about them? This is why I keep on emphasizing and I keep on telling you not to support this company no more. While it's closed, that's all we can do, my friends. This is how we win. It's affecting the studio. It's affecting the stocks. It's affecting their video game department. Look at that. They're shutting down departments. They're laying off people. Wake up. How much more proof do you need to see that David Zaslav, who approved of James Gunn to run DC Studios, nothing is working. It's not making money. But then you have some of these fake fans coming out and saying, oh, it was Zack Snyder who ruined everything at WB. And all these years later, those same fake fans are crying and complaining, still blaming Zack Snyder. I'm telling you, the DCU reboot is DOA. It's done before it even starts. It's over. That's it. There's no comeback from this. And to the ones that are saying, well, if the DCU flops, then you're not going to get your Snyderverse and there's not going to be any money for that. Let me stop you and let me correct you on that. The moment that WB announces that they're restoring the Snyderverse and they're just doing Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, you will see how the stocks will go sky high, how the stocks will go in the green, and everybody's going to be again believing in the brand. Because that's where quality was at. WB were scared that, of course, you have the fake media talking. And then, of course, with Batman vs. Superman, WB got scared. So that's why they're afraid of. Because they don't want to look bad in front of these fake critics. What they need to do, and we already know, we've been saying it. They know it. They hear us. They see us. They just need to restore the Snyderverse and release the Ayer cut. And you will see how everything will change in this company. Because that's what fans want. A lot of people want that. They want to see that. You can't stop that from the consumer. At the moment you stop that, that's where everything has been going down. And look at where they're at. Financially, they're completely struggling. It's a mess. It's a disaster. It's a catastrophe. They need critical help. And once they bring Zack Snyder and they bring David Ayer, I guarantee you the coin is going to flip and it's going to be on their favor because they're going to start making numbers and money again. I'm starting to think that all these fake fans that want James Gunn to do everything that he's doing are just straight up shills that love and are deep in bed with Marvel and Disney because they want to destroy DC from the inside out, just like Ultron did to the Avengers. Tear them all apart. We have to stay united. We will stop at nothing. Look at the stocks. Look at the numbers. Look at the products. Look at the cancellations back to back. James Gunn thinks that all of these announcements that he's putting out are going to see daylight. After Superman, 90% of those projects won't see daylight. And they will get canceled. Because once Superman flops, they won't have money. The moment they announce that they're restoring the Snyderverse and doing more things with Zack at DC, you will see how everything starts picking up and they'll start making money. But until WB doesn't have the balls to do that, they will continue to pay the price literally. What are your thoughts? Hit that subscribe, drop your comments, and until next time.